guys, I'm Stevie, and everything hurts. You know one thing that doesn't hurt? When I'm feeling overwhelmed by all of the body pain that I'm in, I like to look at this list of the things on your body that aren't affected by EDS, and it's a very short list, and one of the things on that list is your eyeball juice. So I like to just think, eyeball juice. My eyeball juice is fine. My eyeball juice doesn't hurt. Anyway, it is EDS Awareness Month in May, and so I thought I would make a video about all of the ways in which I am in pain and some of the things I use to make me feel better. One of them being Cajun food, because it doesn't make me hurt. I mean, sometimes it does, but only later. For anyone who hasn't heard me scream into the cold black night lately, EDS is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And it's a condition I have. EDS is a genetic condition that means that all the connective tissue in my body is weak or stretchy. And the biggest thing people talk about with EDS is that your joints are all over the place, like they kind of don't stay in place. Kind of like me in college. And also like college, you're tired all the time, generally in pain, and having a lot of gay sex. The last one isn't technically a symptom of EDS, but is it? You know what I mean? If you have EDS and you're gay, leave a comment below. So I thought I'd make a video recommending a bunch of stuff I have around my house that helps me with my disability and just my day-to-day life as a disabled person. And also it could be cool if you are a pre-disabled person, meaning you don't have a disability yet, because most likely you will at some point before you die. Unless you die first, but anyway. I just want to say disabled all the time. Pre-disabled, disabled, because every time I say the word disabled, an angel gets their wheelchair. And speaking of things that are awesome, Adam and Eve is sponsoring this video. So thanks to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video. None of the other products that I'm mentioning in this video are sponsored, and there will be links in the description for you to check them out if you want. But also some of them I got in America and some of them I got in England, so you'll have to like find your version wherever you live. You get it. So now let's go around my house and do a disability items tour. Is that what this is? It's like a house tour, but with all of my disabled items. No, the items themselves aren't disabled. I'm disabled. Disability items. Now let's go around my house that is both quaintly British and Britishly quaint and check out 10 items that help me almost every day. I call our house a cottage, but Josie says I'm not allowed to. I still don't understand why. Like, how many bedrooms does a house have to have before it's too big to be a cottage?
It's not really about that. It's also about ceiling height. And
so the ceiling height has to be bigger or smaller?
Smaller, but it's a general, people just know what a cottage is versus not a cottage. This is a literal semi-detached house.
Yeah, I'm
not in the countryside.
Oh, it has to be in the countryside.
Typically a cottage is in the country.
Okay, so you can't have a cottage in LA.
I'm not saying you can't, but also, lol, probably not.
So first thing on the list is a gift that Josie got me. And before I got it, I did not know that I needed it in my life as much as I do. And it's a knee pillow, and she gave it to me so I'd stop using her head as a knee pillow. Oh my God, I love just saying that my whole body is forgetful. Like my joints forget how to work. My blood vessels are like, I forgot that I'm supposed to do this. My whole self is just forgetful. Anyway, Josie's head was too squishy, so I got this knee pillow, which helps. Did I just say pillow? This knee pillow that helps if your joints just like forget that they're supposed to stay in place like mine do. They can be so forgetful sometimes. No, silly knee. That's not where you're supposed to go. I never actually say it that way. I get angry most of the time. So basically, if I put my legs out straight, my knees hyperextend, which hurts. And then if I bend them, then my hips go out, which also hurts. Basically, my body is an amusement park of pain, and this knee pillow is a quick trip to Relief Mountain. And I know Relief Mountain sounds like an Adam and Eve toy, but we're not at the sponsored part of the video yet. Anyway, I love this pillow. It was only 13 pounds, which is probably like $15 or something. And they're really easy to find. It helps me to lie more comfortably. And am I comfortable after I use this knee pillow? Of course not. I use one of the other 17 pillows that I have in my bed, which I'm sure you guys have heard of pillows before, to get more comfortable and then never actually succeed at being comfortable. And so I just fall asleep from exhaustion. Left that section on a high note. So the next item that I want to talk about is Hue Lights, and I have done a sponsorship with them in the past, but this one isn't a sponsorship. I just want to talk about why it helps me. I'm obsessed. I think it has to do with me being neurodivergent and also having dysautonomia, and both of them can make you feel sensory overload. All I know is if I'm in a place that has bad lighting, it causes me physical pain. I thought everybody was that way. Apparently not. So the lighting in my house is always wonderful. Anyway, I can change the color of this lamp. Also, by the way, neurodivergence and EDS kind of go hand in hand. Like, you're way more likely to be neurodivergent if you have EDS, just FYI, in case no one's ever told you that. So that's things like dyslexia, autism, ADHD, etc. But also, just to be transparent, Hue Lights are extremely expensive. I think there are some knockoffs, but I always stick with Hue because I know how they work and I like them. I really like their lighting strips a lot. When I lived in LA, I had it like in my fireplace, so that was really cool. And then, you know, my day-to-day lighting situations is I use this thing called, or a setting called Spring Blossom that is like soft pink lighting, and that's what I put on during the daytime.
It's horrible.
Josie doesn't like it, but I don't care. And then nighttime, we call it fireplace light, so it's like this more orangey, warm tones. And that's what we like. But then when I have parties, or if we're having a themed dinner, there's apps that you can, you know, make it look like a thunderstorm, or like strip club lights, like whatever. I don't know. I'm absolutely obsessed. So, and I do think that it has to do with disability, so I'm gonna include it in this video. Anyway, I love Hue Lights. Also Hugh Grant, but one of the newest things that I have that is new, one of my newest things that I'm so excited about, I absolutely love them, and I cannot believe I've never thought to do this or tried them before, is my oven gloves. So I love cooking, but cooking is very dangerous for me because I have something called proprioception, which sounds cool, but isn't. Basically, it's where I don't know where my body ends and the air begins. So I run into things if I'm trying to set something down on something. If I'm not looking directly at one of my limbs or fingers or whatever, then I don't know what the fuck it's doing, basically. So if you have those oven mitts that are basically just big squares, then what the fuck? I'm constantly burning myself, it's falling off, I'm dropping things. So I got these barbecue gloves that are amazing. They allow me to have so much more dexterity when I'm holding things, or like, you know, taking something out and then stirring. I don't have to take off the gloves to like stir and then put it back in.
Why are you putting already baked cookies into the
off? You know why? Anyway, I'm obsessed with them. If you regularly wonder where your limbs are or lack finger object permanence, then these gloves might just be for you. Finger object permanence. I mean, I also lack object permanence, but. So, next thing, ice packs are my best friends. And just like all my other best friends, I keep them in the freezer. Like, if you think about having joint pain, right? Like, then ice packs seem like the obvious thing to make it feel better. But you'd be shocked how many times I fucking forget that, hey, maybe you should put a fucking ice pack on that, you know?
Oh, my glasses.
Also headaches and shit, just like any pain. Oh my God, I need ice packs in my life. This is why I don't camp, because I can't keep ice packs on hand, you know what I mean? And also ones that Velcro changed my life overnight. And the only other thing that's ever done that is Scientology. Thought I was only gonna talk about Christian religious stuff in this video? You were wrong! I'm sure you guys know what ice packs do, right? Ice packs are great for swelling and inflammation and pain. Whether it's a chronic thing that's happened to you or you just dropped a giant plate of lasagna on your ankles because you have proprioception. So the next thing is in the bathroom. The bathroom is so peaceful for me. So peaceful, in fact, that I sometimes fully lose consciousness. So I generally just have chairs all over my house just in case I need to sit down or lay on, or if it's really bad, then I have to lay on the floor. But I have a shower stool that is like a spa experience. It's like made from bamboo or whatever, because I really love things that are aesthetically pleasing. So instead of getting like a medical looking shower chair, I use this little spa stool. But fainting in the shower is at the bottom of my faint list, which is a list of locations where I want to faint. Number 2 is the Eiffel Tower. Guess number 1 in the comments. The winner gets nothing. Anyway, the shower stool is great because sometimes I just want to take a shower instead of having to fill up an entire bath full of water, and this allows me to just sit down the entire time. Also, it just looks really cute. Like, even if you don't faint in the shower, like, you should get a shower stool, especially if you have one of the walk-in showers, because it just like looks so cute. And also it provides extra shelf space for your products. So let me introduce you to one of my favorite apps that I discovered this year. It's called Planta, and it's free. There's a free version. I kill plants. I am a plant murderer. But I have lots of wonderful plants living in my house, even though I still kill some of them. And the main reason that they are still alive is this app. So you basically put all of your plants into the app, and then it'll tell you where the best spot is in the house as far as light is concerned. It'll tell you how often you need to water them and fertilize them and change them into new pots and everything. It's so great. Also misting. I didn't even know you're supposed to be misting your plants until I got this app. Anyway, I experience executive dysfunction and I just don't know anything about time. Time doesn't make any sense. I only experience 2 types of time. One is now and one is not now. And I have no idea how much time is in between now and not now. And it's ridiculous. So it stops me from not only underwatering, but also overwatering, because I don't remember if I watered it yesterday or a month ago. You know what I mean? So you can pay, I don't know, there's like a yearly fee or a monthly fee or something. It'll be on the screen for Planta if you want to know like the in-depth stuff and like why my plant is dying. Does it have bugs or whatever? And when to mist and when to fertilize and all that stuff. But for absolutely free, it'll just remind you, send you notifications on your phone when you need to water them, which is great. Oh, it appears we got some breaking news direct from my brain. First it's saying, why don't you use me? It gets so lonely up here. But next it's saying, oh no, could it be? Oh yeah, it's disabled people can still fuck. And there's so many ways we can fuck. We can fuck on a truck. We can fuck near a duck. We can fuck for good luck. And if you don't have a rhyming kink like me, then you can always use adamandeve.com. They have a treasure trove of sex toy options that will make your Catholic mother scream, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And you'll tell her, no, Catholic mom, it's not Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, it's adamandeve.com. And then Christmas will be really awkward. But I'm legally required to tell you that it will not be adamandeve.com's fault. And adamandeve.com will not pay for therapy, but they will pay for 50% off one single item plus shipping to the US and Canada. But to get that special offer, you have to use the coupon code Stevie. That's right. For 50% off one single item plus free shipping to the US and Canada, you can use the coupon code Stevie. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Next thing, so Nuun tablets. Hear me out. Water is boring and also does not hydrate you. Well, I mean, obviously water hydrates you, but it doesn't hydrate you as well as salty water. This is probably not scientifically accurate, but you know what electrolytes, am I right? Leave a comment below if you're a scientist. So if I can't even remember to water my plants, I usually can't remember to water myself either. So Nuun tablets basically are just a concentrated, it's like an Alka-Seltzer tablet. Do you have those in the UK? I don't know. It's just a little tablet that you add to water that basically transforms it into something like Gatorade or like electrolyte drink. So it hydrates you better than the same amount of water. With POTS, which most people who have EDS also have POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, being fully hydrated is incredibly important. Once I got diagnosed, becoming hydrated all the time has really made a difference. I can hate it when people are like, oh yeah, do you want to cure all your problems? Drink more water. But like, seriously, it's great. That's my next thing. Nuun tablets. Just you can use whatever kind of electrolyte drink that you want to. There's also one called Liquid IV, I think. Anyway, I've never tried that one, but Nuun is my favorite. I like it because it doesn't taste like fake sugar. For this next section, I'm gonna try really hard not to make a vagina joke. I'm not gonna make any vagina jokes. Okay, so my next product is a box opener. Anyway, box opener. Not that I need one. Anyway, one time I got diagnosed with weakness. They literally wrote the word weakness on my chart, and I was furious. Anyway, since my hands are weak little babies, I have decided to arm them with knives, like I do with all babies. Really, so I order a lot of my things on Amazon, not only in a pandemic, like even when we're not in a pandemic, because there's lots of food items and toilet paper and just things that are more easily accessible if you order online. So I have a lot of boxes that arrive to my house, and operating, I just lack the dexterity to use scissors several times a day. So this thing, which was also a present from Josie for Christmas, has been a lifesaver. It literally, you can't cut yourself. Oh, it is kind of sharp. You probably could cut yourself, especially if you have thin EDS skin, but it's not really that sharp. And it has a little protective thing that you can put up, and then you can lock it in place to where now you really can't hurt yourself. But how cool! It's just like a tiny little plastic thing.
Oh my
baby in a box.
Oh my goodness, you're very cute. Anyway, you can get a box cutter too. Just make sure you're using it to cut open the right kind of box. Okay, the next thing is my handy dandy collection of clear organizers. I've had enough of opaque organizers. What were they hiding? Who knows? Because I do not have object permanence. I can't remember what the hell is in that box. You know what I mean? So I switched them out for some clear ones. That means they have no privacy, which is something we have in common. If I occasionally forget that my fingers exist, I'm definitely gonna forget what's inside of these organizers. But if they're clear, I can see everything. So I literally have them with all of my, like, not all of them, but a lot of my spices and like food items, and then also my entire medicine cabinet is all clear. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea what's in all of the organizers because I'm not looking right at them. But if I wanted to know, I could look at them and immediately know what's inside of them. So that's great. Just gives me a sense of freedom, you know? So the next thing, this is the first time I've gotten one. Go away. Stop, I'm doing a script, relax.
Oh my god, babe! I don't understand what this joke is.
You need to leave. Wait, don't actually go away so I can tell people about my Ring doorbell.
I'm so mad at you.
So I got my first doorbell camera during the pandemic, and it has been a lifesaver, literally, potentially. So it allows me to speak to someone at the door without doing something really risky, like making eye contact or challenging them to a duel. It allows me to be able to see people and see what they want when they're ringing the doorbell or knocking at the door, and it also allows me to communicate with them so I don't have to crack a window or open a door and then potentially expose myself to COVID. I also don't even have to stand up, which can be risky sometimes for me. I don't have to go downstairs. Also, when I lived at my last house, I would have to just like go to a window so I can see if they're wearing a mask, and then I have to tell them to go back and stand in the street. So, you know what I mean? Like, all of that drama out the window. I just literally tell them exactly. Also, in the UK, they don't just ring your doorbell and leave letters and packages on the door. They wait for you to answer the door. What is up with that? If you don't answer the door, they go and bring your packages to your neighbors. Absolutely terrible. I guess it like stops people from stealing packages, but still, what? Anyway, either move to the United States or get a Ring camera. They're only $60. So the next thing is a robot vacuum cleaner. So it's Roomba is what I call all of them, even though it's not technically a Roomba brand. You get it. It's a robot vacuum. It charges itself. It sweeps the floor. It's amazing. We call it Liz because its full name is Clean Elizabeth II. There are a ton of different robot vacuum cleaners at a ton of different price points. I think ours costs like $100, but yeah, do your research. There's even some of them that mop as well as sweep, which is pretty cool. I think it sounds weird, but to each their own. Anyway, this one's really great because it does a chore for me, so I don't have to do it. Amazing. I love it. Okay, just powering through the rest of them. Here we go. So I got a kitchen chair for a similar reason as my shower stool. Sometimes it helps to just be able to sit if I'm not feeling well or whatever while I'm cooking. And I absolutely love cooking. I like to save all of my energy for cooking because I love it so much. Anyway, sometimes in cooking you have to like wait a while, so I like sitting so I don't have to walk all the way to the living room to sit on the couch. Also, I can sit and chop, I can sit and stir. It's amazing. Also, the longer I'm standing, sometimes my heart rate climbs and then I get even more frustrated and I start yelling and then I forget what I'm doing and then I can pass out and it's a mess. So sitting in between and then also like just like elevating one of my legs while I'm chopping or doing something really, really helps. So I will forever have a kitchen stool in every kitchen for the rest of my life, hopefully. So the last one, I think I've already made like 8 poop jokes in this video already, so let's just double down. This right here is my stool, aka a squatty potty. I'm not saying I'm better at branding than them, but come on, stool's right there. It is harder to say though. Squatty potty is like catchy. So my EDS causes a lot of digestive issues. I don't know about you. Still need to see a gastroenterologist. Apparently, like 90% of your digestive tract is connective tissue, so that explains a lot of that. So I will take as much poop assistance as I can get. I have a bidet and a squatty potty in both of my bathrooms. Amazing. Also, you don't know how much you need one until you have one, you know? So there's like no going back. So unless you're prepared to have a squatty potty forever, don't get one. I'm warning you. So happy EDS Awareness Month to all of you guys. And if you have any more questions about EDS, leave them in the comments below or go over to follow me on Instagram, because at some point this month, I'll be doing a Q&A about Ehlers-Danlos syndrome to talk about it. Anyway, awareness, am I right? Are you aware now? Great, wonderful. Were you aware before? I don't know, let me know in the comments. Also, thank you so much to Adam and Eve for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click the link in the description and use my coupon code for 50% off. Well, you get it. You already know. You already know where to go and what coupon code to use when you want to get a new sex toy, am I right? Also, thank you so much to my patrons for making videos like this possible. If you want to become part of my patron family, click the link in the description and join. I would appreciate it very much. Look at all these cool people. Look at them. Wow. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Also, to all the pre-disabled people out there, the more disability-friendly things you buy, the more accessible it becomes. Thanks, capitalism. So don't feel bad about buying these things if you think you don't need them. It makes the world a better place. Keep buying plastic straws. Love you. Bye. Oh, did you hear that? A disabled angel just got its wing chair.